smooth period of transition. So tomorrow you will have an important training about it. We will have all the morning about this. What are the benefits of this new comp plan? How could I use it? And you will have so every details and criteria which are explained. But before that, I like sometimes to do a little of teasing. And this is why we will have, let's say, the chance and the privilege to have our top leaders on stage for a quick panel about this. So I will ask you to make a huge applause and welcome for Georges Kedouri, Stacy Ovelberg, Lucinda and Chris Hakim. Welcome, guys. So I will have a few questions on this topic. Welcome, guys, on stage. And I will begin first of all with Georges with, let's say, a neutral question about your own. You know, Georges is a very well experienced leader in the industry. And the first question, Georges, that I will have and I will ask you is how to build a strong, working, effective brand partner group or online.
So my answer isn't actually going to be super focused only on the compensation plan, but it's rather an attitude to have towards everybody in your organization. And some of you, who's been here at this event before? Okay, and who hasn't? Okay, so some of you maybe heard me say this, but really, be kind, help everybody, and sometimes you need to give a kick. So the compensation plan has something that I love, which is called, which no doubt Chris will explain very clearly tomorrow, but it's got something called mentor matching bonus. And that means we're rewarded when people in our organization, even if they're many levels below you, without explaining exactly how that happens, we're rewarded from supporting them to be successful. So it's important to get into your mind, always, your success is my success. Your success is our success. So we have the desire to help everybody who wants to do this. So I'll leave it at that for that question.
Thanks a lot, Georges. So we will go really deeper now, I will say, or at least again with a teasing, but the next question will be for Chris. Which level or bonuses in Complan 2.0 are the most realistic for every brand partner to achieve in a short period of time?
Right, well, I touched on the basic one, the most obvious, which is obviously your product introductory bonus, right? That is there for everybody, whether you get the people that have signed up today, 25 people that signed up. Did you know that by this evening, if you speak to somebody, you get them excited, they sign up, you're going to get rewarded immediately. You know how amazing that feels, that by putting effort in, and seeing money coming into your back office real time, immediately, they'll get anybody excited. So I always, with new people, like to put a lot of emphasis on the product introductory bonus initially. You know, as time goes by, that's not where the big money is in the network marketing industry. That's obviously once you get your binary in place, which I'm going to go into a lot more depth tomorrow, because what's going to happen is, yes, we're giving you a bit of teasers, but we want you guys to sleep tonight because we've got an exciting day tomorrow. After, when the penny drops on the comp plan what we're sitting on, you're going to have insomnia tomorrow night because you're going to have LifeWave insomnia. But thank God we have a patch for that. So it's okay. And then your fast track bonus, which we're going to touch on as well, which means you're putting money into people's pockets immediately. Because, like I also said, if a person sees just $1 against their name in their back office, it's working. Something is happening. So that is absolutely vital.
Thanks a lot, Chris. So, you know, and it was the case for most of the countries that we have in EMEA, but our market at the beginning was really a customer approach. We used to have more customers than builders. And it was not, let's say, certainly reward as it should be. Today, with the new plan, we are able to reward, let's say, customer acquisition. And my next question is for Lucinda. Which step of the customer service process should I focus on to make Complan 2.0 work for me?
This is super exciting. Like Alex said, this is new in the compensation plan and we didn't have this before. And that is the customer premiums, where if the customer now purchases products at a certain point volume, you now get a percentage. And the margins there is what we'll discuss tomorrow and give you insight on that, but that is really something amazing that we didn't have before. Plus, and this is also something that's nice for beginners, where you just wanted to, feel the waters and see how it goes, and maybe you're not yet so confident to speak about the business or the other ways of earning. Having a customer signing up, you immediately make a profit. And the margins there is really amazing. For instance, if somebody would sign up as a retail customer right now, you will earn $50 on a sleeve of the X39. If they come in as a preferred customer or preferred customer plus, you will get $20 every time they purchase an X39. And I think it's about $10 on the other products. Now that is, once again, money in your pocket right away. And I think it's a beautiful way that LifeWave is actually helping the new brand department coming in while you're still figuring it out, while you're still seeing how this works. So it's really interesting, and we'll cover that a bit more tomorrow.
Thanks a lot, Lucinda. I will tell you, this is a good point. Again, not everyone is looking to develop a business or a network at the beginning. So we are able, again, to offer this solution, which is, again, a really successful way for you to create new income. But in the same time, a customer could evaluate. We used to say in the industry, a loyal customer is the best future partner. So again, there is a path as well for those people. So following that, I will have a question for Stacy. Stacy, as the others, but they have network, let's say, in so many places, and they have leaders in so many places. How does Complan 2.0 support leaders? How we can use it to develop our own team? So we are talking about duplication finally.
So there's a part of this comp plan that you guys alluded to already, the Powerball of the comp plan. Not a compliant word to say, so don't post that. But when we look at developing leaders, I talked about our goals, right, our story and things evolving. You're a leader when you have someone already on your team. But when you help them grow, when you help them add brand partners and develop their business, then you really start to tap into that mentor matching piece, as well as moving up through the ranks, like you mentioned, down through the depths. It's Chris said earlier, a binary with a hybrid. So how many of you have been in multi-level marketing companies before? A lot of them are unilevel, correct? So we're able to get paid in the depths, picking up leaders. So we help develop people into that leadership position and teach them to do the same. And we get paid through the depths of our organization with that mentor matching. But that also leads me into the leadership pool. And I don't know if anyone in here is interested in achieving the presidential ranks in the company. I know we've got a couple 3-star executives in here, a few of you guys, so I know you're interested in jumping in, and every single one of you in here has that ability as well. If you set your mind to that and you help enough people, develop enough people as you're developing yourself into the leaders, then that leadership pool does give you a percentage of the global sales every quarter, and it's extremely generous. So not only is our compensation plan generous from the very beginning, there are 9 ways, as you've heard. And so you can put money in your pocket right out of the gate. And as you grow and develop your story and yourself and your people on your team, that income's going to grow exponentially, where there's no way you could work enough hours to equate to the amount of money that you're making.
Thanks a lot, Stacy. A thing as well which is important, usually I see people who are really excited, and that's good again, but you need to take in consideration that it's a long journey. Do not focus only on short term, it's a career. So short, mid, long time, step by step you will get to the point. Today, how many people do you have in your team, Stacy?
Over 60,000.
Do you have a different product or concept from people in front of us?
No.
If she could make it, if they could make it, you could do it as well. I will go for another question for Chris. Thanks a lot, Stacey. What are my chances of generating high bonus if I don't have a team today and work mainly with retail customers? So it's linked a little with what we say, but what is your perspective on this topic?
Well, touching on what Lucinda spoke about now, that's a really good way of making $20 straight away every time when a retail customer purchases, a preferred customer purchases. And you don't have to get your hands dirty like the old days. Remember the old days in network marketing? I was 22 years old when I joined our first network marketing company. And I come from the old days of flip charts and drawing circles. Don't know if anybody can remember those days. We have technology on our side today where in the old days we used to go and purchase, pick it up, run around, drop it off, that type of thing. Nowadays, all you do is...
I've got the old things in my garage.
What you do now is you just hand a link and everything is so automated, so that makes life so much easier. But it's also that transition, like exactly what Alex was saying. I've had a couple of people where they've approached me on the product. Okay, I'm going to give you an example of a lady, her name is Debbie. I put the post out on Facebook in the beginning days, like 2.5 years ago, about what the product did for my mom. And Debbie messaged me and said, oh my word, I've just read the story about your mom. I'd like to try the product. Straight away, why would you like to try the product? Guys, always remember, you've always got to ask questions. Because if you don't know why, you're shooting in the dark. That is the most important thing in general business, is finding out what makes a person tick, what is the why. So, long story short, she said she wants to try the product. She's got lower back pain. She goes for cortisone injections every month. She's on a walker. She's been on a walker for 5 years. She stays in a retirement village. So she said, how much does it cost? I gave her the price. I said, I've actually got one on my desk right now. She said, please, can you get it to me? She did in the EFT in my bank account. I went to go drop it off. Off it went. 3 weeks later, she sends me a message and says, Chris, I urgently need to order another X39. How quickly can you get it to me? I said, well, I don't have stock with me. I'll have to order it, it'll come to me, then I'll send it to you, it'll take about 10 days. So she said, no, but I need it immediately. I said, I'll tell you what I'm going to do, Debbie. I'm going to give you my link, and you can register, and you can sign up. And she goes, I don't do the networky thing. She called it networky. I said, Debbie, you don't have to do the networky thing. But I don't want to talk to anybody. I said, you don't have to. Okay, as long as I don't have to say anything to anybody. Okay, I'll send you my link. I'll send you the link. Every month, X39, X39, X39. On month 4, I get a message from her. She says, Chris, where can I find my join link to send to somebody? I phoned her and I said, why? She goes, I've got somebody that wants to sign up. I phoned her and I said, Debbie, I thought that you're not going to do the networky thing. She says, I normally don't, but Chris, this is different. Because let me tell you why. Because after 2 months, she hasn't used a walker since, and that was 2.5 years ago. And it's so amazing. Debbie now, she's 76 years old. She makes enough money to cover her patches, and she makes an extra couple of $100 a month because there's a place for everybody. Not everybody wants to build a massive team, but some people are just very happy to have their patches covered and to make an extra couple of $100. So yeah, there's a place, and people are going to make that transition going from the product to business, right? It's going to happen automatically. Tomorrow, I'm going to flip it around and I'm going to tell you a story that's going to absolutely blow your mind. Wait until tomorrow.
So, again, the idea of this panel is just for make a teasing, but be ready. The most important part that we have this weekend is tomorrow morning. We need to go in details about this new complaint, and you need to leave from this event with confidence, knowledge, and I could guarantee that you will have following the right step, rewards, and what they explain, results. So please, a huge applause to our leaders.